Hello everyone, today we will take a look at the Legend of the Five Rings Clan War expansion. This is the multiplayer box with some extra rules and a bunch of new cards to enable multiplayer, and we'll take a look at what we'll get once we open up the box. Right, so like I said, a rule booklet. I've already opened this up. As you can see, the cards are out of the plastic bag because, we wanted to take a look at what the format was. So here we have a bit of information about Clan War, the Enlightenment format, Team Conquest format, set symbol, the components, the support keyword, etc., etc. Here are the rules, setup rules for the Enlightenment format. Some more rules. There's a whole bunch of rules in here that we're not going to talk over in this video, because then it would be a way longer video than it already will be. Right, so what is in here? There's something new in here. There's a notepad with a whole bunch of double-sided paper. Name of clan name, hereby promise, blank, and then ×2, and then a value and duration. Now, one thing that I can tell you that won't take a long time and will actually help you understand some cards later on in the set here. There are treaties to be made. You can actually forge a treaty with one of the other players in 3-player mode, and have them sign this little contract. And if they break it, something bad will happen. You will, for example, lose honor equal to the duration that was filled in here, and some more bad stuff that will happen. We have used this in-game twice now, and both of the times both players actually respected the treaty. So that's kind of a sad turn of events that we could not actually take a look at the cards. Well, here are the cards themselves. We start off with a province for the Crab Clan, the Slaughtered Village. With a province strength of 5, it has an interrupt. When this province is broken, resolve the effect of each ring claimed on it as if you were the attacking player. Alright, so first things first, this isn't a typo. The rules for Clan Wars here, for multiplayer, they are specifically written so that everyone can have multiple rings in play. Actually, the Enlightenment format allows you to collect all the 5 rings and win the game. But this here directly speaks on of one of the rules that if you claim a ring, you'll put it on the province. And so so this makes a whole lot more sense. When this province is broken, resolve the effect of each ring claimed on it, as if you were the attacking player. Normally you would claim the ring for yourself, but in multiplayer it will be put on a province that is unbroken. Right, next up we have a Model of Courtesy, a province for the Crane Clan for strength. Interrupt. When a province you control is broken, choose an unbroken province you control. Move a ring claimed on a broken province to the chosen province. Ooh, that's pretty nice actually. You can protect your rings. Karmic Teachings for the Dragon, 3 strength province with an interrupt. When this province is broken, move each ring claimed on it to the unclaimed ring pool. To your unclaimed ring pool. Oh, sweet. Very sweet indeed. Strategizing for the Lion, 5 strength province with a reaction after a province you control is revealed. Redistribute the rings claimed on your province among eligible provinces you control. Then we have a province for the Phoenix, a Fury of the Kami, 5 strength with an interrupt. When a province you control is broken, choose a ring claimed on that province. Resolve that ring's effect as if you were the attacking player. Scorpion Clan, sweet. Shadowed Alleyway for 4 strength. We have a reaction after an attack is declared against this province. Choose another unbroken non-stronghold province you control. Move a claimed ring from this province to the chosen province. Alright, cool. Very nice. Yeah. I will be judging the cards in this box from a Scorpion point of view, because I'm still a Scorpion player. I have been playing a lot now lately with a friend of mine and my girlfriend, and yeah, I'm all back into the game. Actually, as a matter of fact, probably tomorrow I will get the rest of the packs that I don't have yet, so yay. Right, next up we have a Unicorn province for 4 strength, Fields of the Wind. During a conflict at this province, choose 2 rings claimed on different provinces you control. Move each of those rings to the other chosen rings province. Then we get some neutral provinces here. Strength of 4, the Temple of Daikoku. This province gets +2 strength for each claimed water ring. And force reaction, after an attack is declared against this province, place 1 fate on each unclaimed water ring. Right, and it's obviously water. Now then, there is exactly the same, but for air, which is the Temple of Jikoju. Then we have the same one for earth, the Temple of Osano-wo. The same for void, Temple of Shinsei's Wisdom. And the same for fire, Temple of the Thunders. These are exactly the same, except the element changes. Then we go over to the crab for the Dynasty deck. We have a Hida Secret Keeper. It costs 1 fate, has 1 military and 1 politics for 1 glory. It's a Bushi, and it says this character gets +2 and +2 while defending a province with 1 or more rings claimed on it. Right. One of the Forgotten. For 2 we get a 4/0 character with 0 glory. It's a Bushi Berserker, and you cannot place fate on this character when it is played from your provinces. And as a reaction, after an opponent passes on declaring a conflict, if that opponent controls any ready characters, put 1 fate on this character. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. But in reality, it's a bit too slow, and it doesn't always work the way you want it to. Next up, Sake House Smuggler. For 2 we get a 1/2 for 0 glory. It's a courtier for the crab with support. Now support is a new keyword. Another player may help pay this card's fate cost. That's actually pretty interesting. I haven't used it yet because my co-player / girlfriend wasn't going to help me pay for my card, which I can respect. It's part of the game to make decisions like that, but still, it's a very interesting technique, ability. And it has an action. During the conflict phase, choose another player. Until the end of the phase, the next non-event card you play and the next non-event card that player plays, each has its costs to play reduced by 1. Alright, then we go to the Kuni Silencer, also for the crab. For 3 we get a 4/2 with 1 glory, it's just a monk. With the reaction, after this character wins a conflict as the defender, your opponent must return a ring from his or her claimed ring pool to the unclaimed ring pool. Cool, so you kick out a ring. Then we have a holding for the crab, the roadside inn. Just an inn. +0 strength, and it has a reaction. After the fate phase begins, choose a character. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and choose a character and choose a character. Each player who chose a character in this way moves 1 fate from their fate pool to their chosen character, if able. Alright, cool. Alright, next up is the Crane Clan. So we have a Chancellor's Aid. For 1, it's a 1/1 with 1 glory. It's a courtier, imperial, with an interrupt. When this character leaves play, choose a player. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and choose a player. Each chosen player discards 1 card from their hand. Okay, interesting. I have been playing some different clans now, but not yet Crane. That will be coming up next week, hopefully. Right, we have a Dazzling Duelist, a 2 cost character. We get a 2/2 with 2 glory. It's just 2s all around. It's a Bushi Duelist, and as an action during a conflict, initiate a military duel against a character your opponent controls of their choice. Resolve the duel. The controller of the duel's loser cannot claim rings during this conflict. Right. Then we have a Perfect Guest. It's a 1/3 for 2 with 1 glory. It's a courtier, and as an action, choose another player. That player gains control of this character and cannot trigger this ability this round. So he is the Perfect Guest. Very cool. Masterpiece Painter. For 3, we get a 2/4 with 1 glory. It's also a courtier with support. And as an action, choose any number of players. Each of those players reveals the top card of their conflict deck. Until the end of the phase, each of those players may play their revealed card as if it were in their hand. Right, and we get a holding with +1 strength. The negotiation table. With an action, in turn order, each opponent may select one or more of the following. First, draw a card, then choose and ready a character, and gain 1 fate. Then you do each option once for each opponent that selected that option. Oh, wow! So, each opponent may select one or more of the following. Oh, that is pretty cool. I really, really like this card. Very nice. I think I will include that. Just enable a group hug deck. Then we go over to the Dragon Clan. We have an Inventive Mirumoto, which is a 1/1 for 1 with 1 glory. It's a Bushi Duelist. As an action, if you have claimed the Water Ring, choose an attachment in your discard pile, play that attachment on this character, paying all costs. Agasha Prodigy, a 2/1 for 2 with 1 glory. Shugenja, Fire. As an action, choose a character. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and choose a character. Each player that chose a character discards the top card of their conflict deck. Each attachment a player discards this way is put into play, attached to the character that player chose. Well, it's a lot of words, but basically you choose a character, discard top cards. Hopefully it's an attachment, so you can attach it to that. Scatic of the North Wall. For 2, it's a 2/2 with 1 glory. It's a monk, and it is tattooed. Then we have here, while you have claimed the Earth Ring, this character cannot lose fate or be discarded outside the fate phase. Ooh, nice. Mindful Warrior, a 3/2 for 3 with 1 glory. It's a Bushi with a reaction. After this character wins a conflict, choose a ring in your unclaimed ring pool. Switch that ring with a ring claimed on one of your provinces, gaining all fate on it. Ooh. Next up, a holding, +1. It's a laboratory. The Alchemical Laboratory. For the dragon, of course. While you have claimed a fire ring, each attachment you control on another player's character gains Ancestral. Right, so they come back when the character dies. Then we go over to Lion Clan Dynasty Deck. Ikoma Message Runner. A 1/1 for 1 and 1 glory. Courtier with support, and as an action for each player, choose up to 1 face-down card in that player's provinces. Turn each chosen card face up. Cool. Righteous Akodo, 2/0 for 1 with 1 glory. It's a Bushi and gets +2 politics while attacking or defending a province with 1 or more claimed rings on it. A Battle Aspirant. 3/0 for 2 with 2 glory. It's a Bushi. With a reaction, after this character is declared as an attacker in a military conflict, choose a character your opponent controls without covert. The chosen character must be declared as a defender in this conflict if able. Then we have a Medium of the Living Soul, which is a 1/2 for 2 and 1 glory. It's a Shugenja, but for water. With an action during a conflict, choose a participating character. Until the end of the conflict, that character gains reaction. After you resolve a ring effect during a conflict in which this character is participating, remove 1 fate from this character. Resolve that effect again. Bushido Adherent. A 4/2 for 3 with 2 glory. It's a Bushi with support, and as an action during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose a participating character. Honor that character. Your opponent draws 1 card. Expert Interpreter for the Phoenix Clan. It's a 0-2 for 1 with 1 glory. It's a courtier scholar. And as a reaction, after the conflict phase begins, choose a ring. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and choose a ring. During each conflict in which one of the chosen rings is contested, characters cannot enter play. Ooh, nice against Scorpion or Unicorn. That's not too bad. Alright, so here we have Isawa Pilgrim. It's a 2-2 for 2 with 2 glory. It is a Shugenja of water, and it has Pride. And as an action, choose another player who has claimed the Water Ring. That player gains control of this character. And next up, Mediator of Hostilities. A 1-2 for 2 with 1 glory. It's a courtier with a reaction after a player passes on declaring a conflict. Draw 1 card. Limit twice per round. Alright. Next up, we have a Serene Seer. A 3-3 for 3 with 2 glory. Shugenja of the Void with support. And as an action for each opponent that has claimed the Void Ring, choose a face down province that player controls. Look at each chosen province. Hallowed Ground, a holding for the Phoenix, +0 strength, and each opponent who has claimed the Air Ring loses 1 honor when they lose a conflict unopposed. The Earth Ring cannot claim The Earth Ring cannot claim rings that were claimed on provinces they break. Alright, cool. And the Fire Ring cannot put fate on characters they play. Ooh. That's actually a pretty nice card. Very powerful, it seems. Right, we go over to my faction, the Scorpion Clan, the Shepherd of Visage. It's a 1-1 for 1 with 1 glory, so those stats are pretty nice, I guess. Pretty average, but still, okay. Shugenja of Air. With an action during a conflict, choose a participating character. That character gets -2 glory until the end of the conflict. Well, it can be nice against Lion, I guess, and Crane, maybe Phoenix to some degree. That's alright. Wouldn't play it myself. Shosuro Actor. For 2, a 0-0 with 0 glory. It's an Actor Shinobi. Shinobi, quite important. With an action during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose a non-unique character you do not control. This character becomes a copy of that character until the end of the conflict. Very, very versatile. I like it. I think this can be quite powerful. Vice Proprietor. For 2, we get a 1-2 with 1 glory. It's a courtier merchant with an action during a conflict in which this character is participating. Dishonor it. Choose an opponent. Then that opponent chooses a participating character you do not control. Bow that character. Alright, cool. That's, yeah, but then again, with choices that your opponent can choose, they will probably always just pick the things you do not want. Ah, yes, Master Whisperer. For those of you who have played the old card game, this is the art of Bayushi Paneki, which was way back when the Scorpion Clan champion from the old card game. And I loved him. He was my favorite character in the game. And I'm really glad they reprinted his art, although not his name. But still, it's better to have something than nothing, right? So it's a courtier for 3. It is 2-3 with 1 glory, and it has support. Then it has an action. Choose a player. That player discards 3 cards from their hand and draws 3 cards. So, yeah, you can have... yeah, I don't know. It's just like the other card. It's like you want to get rid of those cards, but you don't want to give them the options. But you can also play this quite politically. Like, oh, you don't have any cards left. If you pay for this card, you can get 3 cards, you know? Yeah, still. making friends. I don't know. Even though it's Bayushi Paneki's art, I will probably not use him. Acclaimed Geisha House, which is a holding for +1 strength. With an action, during a conflict, dishonor a friendly participating character and choose an unclaimed ring. Switch the contested ring with the chosen ring. The conflict retains its type. That's actually pretty nice. I have played with Phoenix clan last week, and I kind of like the whole thing of switching around the rings, so I actually like this effect. Right, next up, Unicorn Clan, Altensaar Vanguard. We have a 2/0 for 1 and 1 glory. It's a Bushi cavalry with, during each conflict against a province with 1 or more rings claimed on it, this character cannot be bowed by card or ring effects. Okay. Merchant of Curiosities, a 1/1 for 1 and 1 glory. Seems like every clan has one of these guys with these stats. It's a courtier merchant. With an action, discard a card from your hand. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and discard a card from their hand. Each player who discarded a card this way draws 1 card. Seems pretty fair. Endless Plains Skirmisher. A 3/0 for 2 with 1 glory. It's a Bushi cavalry with an action. During a conflict, choose a player, move this character to the conflict on that player's side. You still control this character, but it still contributes toward that player's side in the conflict. So yeah, you can actually tip the scale, if you like. A Waystation Trader. It's a 2-cost character, a 1/2, 0 glory. It's a courtier gaijin merchant, so it's a foreigner. It is limited, and it has a reaction after a province is revealed during a conflict in which this character is participating. Choose an opponent. Take 1 fate from that opponent. Oh, stealing it, right? Forthright Ide. It's a 1/3 for 3, 1 glory. It's a courtier cavalry merchant with support. And as an action during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose a character with printed cost 3 or lower. Ready that character. If you control that character, discard 1 card from your hand. Right. Neutral cards. I like it. We have the Shika Matchmaker, which is very interesting. It's also a 1/1 for 1 with 1 glory, but it's a Shugenja heir from the Deer clan. So we're starting to see the minor clans now in the game. So that's pretty cool. I remember seeing those guys in the old card game, and I was like, okay, do they have a stronghold? Do they have an army? No. What is this? But yeah, these are the minor clans. Now I know what it is, and I love them having here. So yeah, it's a Deer Clan card. Each card in your hand gains support. That is pretty cool. Each card in your hand, not too bad. Then we have a Cunning Confidant. For 2 we get a 1/2, 1 glory. It's a courtier for the Fox clan. Also another one of these clans. Very cool. While participating in a conflict against a player with more claimed rings than you, this character gets +2 politics. And then we have an Insightful Gatekeeper. It's a 2/1 for 2 with 1 glory. It's a Bushi for the Dragonfly clan. And while participating in a conflict against a player with more claimed rings than you, this character gets +2 military. And finally we have a Venerable Fortuneist. A 3/3 for 3 with 1 glory, and it's a monk from the Brotherhood. Now for those of you who don't know, who haven't played in the early version of the game, the early old version of the game, there was also a Brotherhood of Shinsei, which was their own faction in the game. Specific color, different stronghold, etc., etc. And I think this is one of them. One of the Shinsei Brotherhood guys. Right, and it has an action. Return a ring in your claimed ring pool that matches the element of your roll to the unclaimed ring pool. Gain 2 fate. Right, so that's it for the Dynasty deck. We'll move that over here. And continue on with the combat deck. The C. I want to say Chaos now. Combat. Just make it combat. So we have for the Crab Clan here, Kobo Ichikai Jujutsu, which is a 0 cost plus X plus 0 technique. It is restricted and X is greater than the greatest number. Oh, sorry. X is equal to the greatest number of rings claimed by a single opponent. Cool. Common Cause for 0. It's an event with an action. Sacrifice a friendly character and choose another character. Ready the chosen character. If that character is controlled by another player, honor it. Then we have the Crashing Wave, which is a support for 2. Also an event. With a reaction after an attack is declared against a province, but before the province is revealed, choose an eligible province you control. Move the conflict to the chosen province and reveal it if able. You are now the defending player, if you were not already. Cool. Pretty cool. So you can actually move the fight towards you if you want to protect your fellow players. Fulfill your duty. For 2, it's an event with an action. During a conflict, sacrifice a friendly character. The attacked province gets plus X strength until the end of the conflict, where X is the sacrificed character's military skill, including modifiers. So that's it for the crab. All of the cards can be used in any deck, because they all have a support value. And I'm going to look for that in the other cards as well. I wonder if all of the cards have that. So for the Crane Clan here, we have a Game of Letters for 0. It's an action. It's an event with an action. During a political conflict, choose a participating character and a status token on a character controlled by a different player. Then, if you chose a honored status token, honor the chosen character. And if you chose a dishonored status token, dishonor the chosen character. Cool, you can just switch it around if you want. Favorable Alliance. It's a cost of X. It's an event with support. Ooh, interesting. Action. Set aside cards from the top of up to 2 conflict decks. Conflict. That was the C. Oh. Yours and that of the player who supports you. So 2 decks, yours and that one who supports you. Until X cards are set aside. Those cards are face up and out of play. Both you and the player who supports you may play those cards as if they were in their hand. Oh, that's awesome. A Cultured Facade. It's a cost of 1. It's an event with an action. During a conflict, until the end of the conflict, each participating character cannot be chosen as a target of an event played by a player whose honor bid is higher than that of the character's controller. Right. I actually played this one in, what was it, the Phoenix? Did I play this in Phoenix? I guess so. Yeah, or was it Unicorn? Oh no, Unicorn. I played this one in Unicorn. I also played Unicorn last week. This is actually quite a nice card to have. You can just prevent stuff being targeted to you if you play your honor bits right. Next up we have Return the Offense for 1. It's an event with an action. During a conflict, initiate a political duel between 2 characters controlled by different players. Even if you do not control either of them, resolve the duel. Ooh, nice. You can actually pit 2 players against each other. Until the end of the conflict, the duel's winner does not bow as a result of conflict resolution, and the duel's loser cannot be readied by cards effects. Then again, if you pit them against each other, they will likely not forget about you. For the dragon, we have an inscribed Tanto, which is an attachment, a weapon for 0. It gets you +1, +0. While you have claimed the Void Ring, attached character is immune to opponent's ring effects. Ooh, nice. Contemplative wisdom. I think contemplative, that will be more. I think this is a typo then. Contemplative wisdom. Seems silly. For 2, we get an attachment that gets you +0, +2. It's a technique with both restricted and support. Then attached character gains an action. During a conflict, return a ring from your claimed ring pool to the unclaimed ring pool. Choose a participating character. That character gains each of this character's printed abilities until the end of the conflict. Right, then we have an Unquestioned Heritage. For 0, it's an event with an action. If you have claimed the Air Ring, choose an attachment on a character you control. Move that attachment to another character. Impossible Koan. For 3, it's an event with support. And as an action during a conflict, set each character's base military and base political skills to 1 until the end of the conflict. Then we go over to Lion, the Lion Clan. Take up command. For 0, it's an attachment, gets you +0/+0, and it's a condition. So attached character gains the commander trait, and as an action, during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose a bushy character you control with printed cost 2 or lower, ready that character, and move it to the conflict. Then we get Call to War. For 0, it's an event with an action. Choose a bushy character. Each opponent may give you 1 honor and choose a bushy character. Place 1 fate on each chosen character. Right. I would not have any need of that. All-out Assault. For 1, it's an event, a tactic, with a reaction after the conflict phase begins. Each time a player has the opportunity to declare an attack this phase, they must attack with as many of their character as are able. So you just force them out. Privileged Position. For 2, it's an event with a reaction after honor dials are revealed during an honor bid. Each opponent who bid higher than you cannot declare more than 1 conflict against you this round. Ooh, sweet. Phoenix then. We have a Peacemaker's Blade. It's an attachment for 1, +3/+1, and it is a weapon. This attachment cannot be played on an attacking character. It is restricted, and attached character cannot be declared as an attacker. Alright, so you just cannot be the attacker with this card. And you can actually play it on another player, I guess. Very cool. Then we have Trick of the Light. It's a spell for air, and it's a cost of 0. It's an event with an action. During a conflict, choose a participating character. Until the end of the conflict, treat that character as if its printed text box were blank except for traits. Then we have Appeal to Sympathy. For 2, it's an event with support, and as an interrupt, when the effects of an event would initiate, cancel those effects and put that event on top of its owner's conflict deck. Alright, it's good, but it's not Forged Edict good, if you know what I mean. Ramparts of Stone. It's a spell for Earth with a cost of 2. It is limited and has an action during a conflict. The attacking player must select 1. Either bow each participating character they control or discard 3 cards from their hand. Wow, that's pretty. It's a pretty steep price, but yeah, pretty cool. Alright, we go over to the Scorpion Clan. Huzzah! Bayushi Trader. It's a 3/3 for 2 with the glory of 1. It's a Bushi Shinobi. And when you play this character, it enters play under the control of an opponent of your choice. You may still put fate on it. This character cannot participate in conflicts against its owner. So in multiplayer, this is an excellent card. Really, really a solid card. Because it cannot attack you. How awesome is that? I love it. I really, really do. Right, next up we have Imbued with Shadows. It's a 0 cost event, a spell for air and shadow. Action, lose X honor, choose X characters, discard a status token from each of those characters. Simple, but yeah, it can be the death of you if you don't watch out. Right, we have a Compelling Testimony for 1. It's an event with support. And as an action during a political conflict, choose a participating character. That character gets -4 political until the end of the conflict. Very, very, very sweet. And then in combination with the old Bayushi Shouju, this can just kill people. Well, kill characters, not people. Criminal Contacts. It's an event for 1. And play only if your honor bid is higher than an opponent's. Ooh, interesting. People tend to bid 5 against Scorpion. Well, that always was the way. So I don't see this happening too often. And as an action, choose a character. Each opponent may give you 1 honor. To choose a character, discard 1 fate from each chosen character. No, I don't think this is going to be a good card anyway. Right, next up, Expert Bartering. For 1, it's a +1/+1 technique attachment. With an action, this is by the way for the unicorn. Action, you may spend 1 fate, choose another attachment. You may only choose one an opponent controls if you spend 1 fate. Switch this attachment with the chosen attachment. If you do not control the chosen attachment, exchange control of them as well. Alright. Way of the Open Hand. It's a philosophy for 0. It's an event with the action during a conflict against a non-stronghold province. Choose a participating character you do not control. Move that character home and put 1 fate on it. So I've played it with this one as well. It's quite a nice card. But yeah, there's a but. It's against a non-stronghold province, so that's kind of iffy. Late game, I just had this card in my hand and I just couldn't do anything with it because they were all attacking me. Diversionary Maneuver. For 2, it's a tactic, an event with an action during a military conflict in which you are the attacking player. Choose an eligible province not currently being attacked. Bow and move home each participating character. Move the conflict to the chosen province and reveal it if able. Move any number of ready characters you control to the conflict. Then your opponent does so as well. Alright, so yeah. That's pretty cool. You can just switch it if you don't like the province at all. Not too bad. Join the Fray. Oh, this card. Oh, I love it. For 2, it's an event with support. And as an action, during a military conflict, choose a cavalry character in your provinces and a player. Put that character into play in the conflict on that player's side. Yeah, so you can also still choose yourself. Because it says, and a player, not an opponent. That's pretty cool. You can make friends or just defend yourself. Hige's Sermon. We now move on to the neutral cards. And all of the clan cards all have a support cost. So each and every one of them can be used in other decks. Right, neutral cards here. We have an event for 0, Hige's Sermon. It's Heresy. The card is limited and as an action, during the draw phase, each player in turn order chooses a different character they do not control. Bow each of those characters. Then we have Seize the Day. For 1, it's an event. Reduce the cost of this card by 1 if you have 2 or more opponents. Cool. And as a reaction, after the conflict phase begins, you become the first player. So this is basically Way of the Unicorn, but in conflict. So that's cool. Enlightenment Keyhole. It's an event for 5, and as an action, resolve the effect of each ring in your claims ring pool as if you were the attacking player. Then, if all 5 rings are in your claims ring pool, you win the game. Right, but you already win the game if all 5 rings are in your claimed ring pool, so I don't get the last sentence. Maybe someone can explain the meaning of the last sentence here in the comments down below. Thank you very much. Then we have a new type of card with also a new type of background. Look at that, how beautiful. Right, so this is where the treaties come in. So you make a treaty with a player, and if you break that treaty, not only do you lose honor equal to the value to that player, but you will draw open one of these. And these are bad for the one who broke it. So the card will say what it does. Desertion. X is equal to the value staked on this treaty. They all have this, so I will only say this once. X is equal to the value staked on the treaty. The player who broke this treaty gives control of a character they control with the highest printed cost of X or lower to the player who did not break this treaty. Dishonorable dealings. The player who broke this treaty dishonors a character they control with the highest printed cost of X or lower. And then exposed secrets. The player who did not break this treaty draws X cards. Pretty nice. The other two are just situational. If you do not have a character that is eligible, you can just simply break the treaty. But you don't know that. Maybe you'll get this card or this card. Falling Fortune. The player who broke this treaty loses X fate. Or Finding a New Lord. The player who did not break this treaty gains X fate. Or Forgotten Plans. The player who broke this treaty discards X cards from their hand. It's pretty hefty. Or Second Chances. The player who did not break this treaty distributes X fate among characters they control. Seems pretty powerful to me. Sent to Their Deaths. The player who broke this treaty discards a total of X fate from characters they control. Also pretty powerful. Shattered Blades. The player who broke this treaty discards X attachments they control. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Spreading Discontent. The player who broke this treaty bows a character they control with the highest printed cost of X or lower. Then Transgression of Honor. The player who broke this treaty loses X honor. And finally, Upholding Bushido. The player who did not break this treaty gains X honor. Right. There you have it. One Clan War expansion, the multiplayer box set. Oh, I love it. I really, really do. We have a lot of fun so far with these cards and we'll continue to do so. So thank you all for watching and see you guys next week when I open up the first of the new Legend of the Five Rings packs that I got. Bye bye.